Well, Craig Burley, Todd Boehly, the Chelsea owner, spent a fortune to buy the club. And for the first time, really, he's sat down and given his thoughts about buying Chelsea and what things might need to happen and things that could happen going forward. Now, you and I are both very keen on the English Premier League, but come at it from the point of view that we both live in the United States. So I want to talk about Todd Boehly's suggestions to Americanize Chelsea and the Premier League. First of all, before we get into the minutiae of this, if you're Todd Boehly's PR at Chelsea today, you've had a sleepless night, haven't you?
Yeah, you just depending how much courage you've got as a PR person. If you've got a lot of courage and you've got a good relationship with Todd Boehly, you say, "Shut up, just shut up and get on with managing this football club," because he's bought a club that expects, certainly a fan base that expects big things, particularly in the last 20 years. It expects to be challenging on the European front. It's won the Champions League a couple of times, most recently a couple of years ago. It's won the Premier League. It's challenging that on a regular basis. It's won cups. It's attracted the biggest players. It's not a circus. He's not bought a circus. There's no trapeze around Chelsea Football Club in the Premier League. There's no lions prying around football games and you know, clowns jumping about before games. This is a proper business. And I get it. Where he lives, where he's from, where we live, is they have all-star games and they have Pro Bowls, but they suck. And they're a gigantic bore. Now, there are some out there, traditionalists, who like them. That's fine. But there's no competitive edge to them. And the mere suggestion, and also the other side of the coin is he's not read the room, has he? I mean, we've had 2 to 3 years of the most horrific scheduling of games and certainly in the soccer world through the pandemic and the financial hit that clubs took and how the leagues restructured the games and how the FA Football Association restructured its cups. And now we have, and maybe nobody's told him about this, and I know he's looking down the line, but UEFA are bringing in more games. We have a World Cup in the winter, for God's sake. That's how desperate some people are to take it to some countries. And he wants to throw in the most meaningless North v South. I mean, can you imagine ringing up Mo Salah and Kevin De Bruyne and saying, "Do you want to play in this game?" They'll stand as Todd Boehly pulls up with his PR person in the car outside Kevin De Bruyne's house. He'll open the curtains and stick 2 fingers up at the window. You guys have got no interest whatsoever. So this, I get it. The American businessmen want to put the money in. They want to buy clubs. They want to have the say. But the Premier League does not need any Americanized plastic rivalries. Because here's the deal. You may like the Premier League, might be your favourite league, your middle league, your worst, whatever it is. It's the biggest league in the world. It's the one that grosses the most money. It travels the most. Its rights are fought over the most in every continent and every country. It's doing pretty well for itself. It doesn't need some Harlem Globetrotter-esque game to filter some money down to the lower pyramids. It's got enough to do that anyway. So the bottom line is here, I'm sure he doesn't mean it in a bad way, but I think it worries fans when some of these American owners come over with these harebrained ideas because they just don't get it. They just don't get how it operates and how lack of an appetite amongst players and amongst fans. Fans of the South don't care about, and fans of the North don't care. They only care about their teams. They don't care. Care about their teams in London and Brighton and Crystal Palace and Watford and Coventry and the Midlands and up north and the Northwest and the Northeast. All these teams don't care about North v South. They don't give a toss. He's read the room wrongly. And I think somebody might just need to say to him, Mark, you've got bigger problems. Try and get this football club back where it needs to be. You've just sacked a manager. Don't worry about North v South. Never heard so much balderdash in all my life.
Yeah, Todd Boehly maybe hasn't read the room with this one. I think I'm able to read the room, and I don't think that Craig Burley approves of Todd Boehly's idea. Just a thought.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.